Hi and welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? I hope you're doing really well. Thank you so much for clicking on this link and joining me here for yet another video. Are you excited? I'm excited. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a topic I love talking about a lot. I'm going to talk about planning, and I'm going to walk you through the process that I use when I plan for my quarter, or when I plan for my month, or when I plan for my week. If you're someone like me, you like and need routine to help you ensure that you do the things that you want to do in a very structured manner. I'm going to walk you through my tried and trusted routine that I always go through when I do my planning sessions. The first thing that I do is that I go somewhere quiet and somewhere where I can focus. Find your place. Find a spot where you can think and not be worried about being distracted, not being worried about the chores at home, not being worried about the fact that you have to go do something else. I find a quiet place, and I also schedule time to make sure that I can concentrate on my planning. I don't know what it is, but I have a very good relationship with libraries. Every time I'm in a library, I feel like I can think all of a sudden. I feel like I can concentrate. I feel creative. I feel productive. So my place is the library. And I always make sure that I block off 2 to 4 hours, depending on how much planning I'm doing, to actually have dedicated time to be there. The second thing that I do when I start planning is that I write down the different buckets or different areas that I want to plan for. Planning categories that I personally use are personal well-being and health, family, career, business, finances. These are categories that I use over and over again, and I found myself expanding my categories as my life becomes more complex. And oh, I forgot to say, there's a lot of note-taking in this process, so you always want to have something to write. I actually like a combination of many things. I have my laptop where I take notes. I have a whiteboard typically, or some notepad where I take notes. The first thing that I do is I write down my categories on either the board or my notepad to make sure that while I'm planning, I cover all the areas. I personally believe that to live a balanced life, you have to set goals and achieve goals in the different areas that are important to you. The third thing that I do is that I go back to the goals that I have set. For example, at the beginning of the year or quarter, I might have goals for the different categories that I just talked about. And what I then do is I go back to those goals that are documented. Of course, you have to write everything down. And then I reflect. How am I doing towards those goals? Am I achieving the goals that I set? What could I be doing differently? And what do I want to do forward-looking that I want to make sure I plan for? So, for example, in my last review, I noticed that I had not spent enough time in my learning and training category, which is a very important one for me. So I then decided that in the next quarter, I wanted to spend more time going through trainings and learning something new. So you see, reflecting on your goals actually helps you define the future in a very strategic and smart way. One thing to mention here, goals are not static, they live. When you write them down, you're writing them based on your knowledge at that point in time. You have the freedom to update them if you've learned more, or to change them. What I actually started doing recently is that I started writing down my accomplishments so I can go back to them when I start feeling like I haven't achieved anything in the last quarter or the last month or the last week. The fourth thing that I then do is that I start adding new tasks or new goals for the next quarter or the next month. This might sound complicated, but it's very simple. You have your categories, you have your goals under those categories, you know what you've done so far and what you still need to do. Go back to your list and add new goals or new tasks in the different sections and the different categories that you've created. Now your plan is up to date. You know exactly what you want to be focusing on in the next quarter, so in the next 3 months, and also in the next month or in the next week if you're doing a weekly plan. Moving on to the fifth thing that I do, I start planning for these tasks. I take my calendar out and I block time to actually work on these tasks. You might be asking, MC, what does your calendar look like? Very good question. That if I know, for example, that I want to write a blog post, I block that time in my calendar and make sure that I actually do it at that time. It helps me know, for example, on Monday, this is what I need to do to stay on top of everything. On Tuesday, this is what I need to do. On Wednesday, it lets me know exactly what I want to do on every weekday. and also allows me feel more calm that I can actually achieve those goals. One thing that I also do is plan time to actually do research as well. You might be starting something new that you might not know about, and you want to make sure that you give yourself enough time to research, gather resources, get trainings, talk to people, meet people about the subject that you're actually trying to work on. I hope you were able to identify a few things that you will do differently in your next planning session. Do you have planning sessions? If you don't, now is the time to schedule the next one. And I'm so happy that I can share this very useful tool with you. Thank you so much for watching this video, but before you go, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, add your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and share this video with all the amazing people that you think need to plan. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.